is tight. Who will rise in the heat of the night? The finish line's near, we're on the edge. Who's taking the crown? Who's falling off the ledge? Mud flies, engines scream. White knuckle drivers chase their dream. Hearts pounding, loud and roar. Bob calls it all with a thunderous roar. So thank you again for tuning in tight. BobbethTV, where we live the fight. The engines may cool, but the legend will grow. Till next time, welcome back to the show.
Alright, BobbethTV is live. You know what that means. We've got another 2 races coming your way for the Knuckleheadz iRacing League on Mudmule TV. We have got, what have we got today? We are here with the 305 sprint cars at the Knoxville Raceway, the home of the Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum. So very much sprint car central right here. The 305s are out on the track. They just finished practice, moving on to qualifying. So let's get down to the track, see who's about today. All right, Chris is Standridge. Oh, looks like the tower has the times popping out. Let's see if we can't fix that. I don't think I can. Interesting. All right, Ryan Nesbitt, here's our quick time, 16.883, 16.8995. Chris Standridge, Wayne Bridges, 16.952, wraps up the 16-second mark. Then we have Mike Mees and Tom Land, 17.05, 17.061. Brett Vanderwood, 17.067. 17.068 for Dawson Potter and 17.069 for Mike Davis. Bud Molyneux 17.071 and 17.075. Travis McDonald. That top 5 or back 5 to 10 is literally what 0.08 of a second, 0.08 of a second difference. John Bennett's out there 17.143, 17.160 for Brian Angel. Doug Norton 17.174. Richard Jackson, 17.186. 17.227 for Jonathan Foxworth. Henry Roslowski, 17.371. Good evening, America. Good morning, Australia. G'day, everyone else. How are we going today? Got 2 races. We've got the 305 sprint cars. John Bennett's managed to get himself into quick time, 16.879. Just prior to the halfway mark of qualifying. After this race, the big block modifieds. I'm just going to try and get into some of this coffee. Oh, it's hot. All right, front row starting to line up here for this one. Oh, we don't. There we go. So John Bennett, Wayne Bridges on at that front row. John Bennett is our points leader. Mike Mees, Mike Davis on that second row. Doug Norton and Henry Roslowski on that third and final row. Save yourself one. Thank you. Excuse me. John Bennett, Wayne Bridges, Mike Menez, Mike Davis, Doug Norton, Henry Roslowski, the first of two races here today. 305 sprint cars at Knoxville Raceway. John Bennett wins this heat. He will be going to the rear of field. There you go, 305 sprints. John Bennett, Wayne Bridges, Mike Menez. Henry Roslowski's got himself straight up in the fourth. Mike Davis and Doug Norton back there in fifth and sixth. Race, the leader Mike Menez, Henry Roslowski battling second and third. Wayne Bridges coming up on Henry now though. The 92 machine. He's got Mike Davis and Doug Norton back there as we get to the second half of this heat race battle. 3 laps in, 3 laps done. 3 laps to go, rather. Laps remain. John Bennett coming into 3 and 4 ahead of Mike Menez and Henry Roslowski in this battle. And we see Wayne Bridges, Mike Davis and Doug Norton as that white flag lap comes out. Have it, our first heat race done and dusted for the day. The inside line has been decided. Let's have a look at those results. Doug Norton from Mo Digging Mafia finished in 6th. Mike Davis, Mo Digging Mafia teammate in 5th. Wayne Bridges and Henry Roslowski 4th and 3rd. Team Southern Simba Racing's Mike Menez in 2nd. But BAM Motorsports and J&J Motorsports driver John Bennett takes out the pole position victory, which means I think Mike Menez might actually be the guy coming up to pole once John Bennett takes his rear of field. All right, so Ryan Nesbitt in this round on that front row with Tom Land, Brett Vanderwood and Travis McDonald on that second row. Richard Jackson, third and final row. 6 laps, second heat. This will decide the outside line for the 305 feature. All right, here we go. Pace truck's going to leave the track. We're going to get Heat 2 underway in just a moment. Ryan Nesbitt, Tom Land on that front row. Brett Vanderwood and Travis McDonald second. Richard Jackson back there on that third and final row. Here we go. Looks like Ryan not off to the quickest start he would have liked there. Looks like Tom Land and Travis McDonald able to get around the outside of him. Ryan Nesbitt's fallen back to third. Richard Jackson, Brent Vanderwood back there behind him. Excuse me, but Tom Land, he is very quick in a sprint car, so this is not a surprising outcome here. Tom Land still our race leader there here as we just complete the fourth lap, 2 to come. Looks like Ryan Nesbitt managed to race his way back up into that second place spot. Travis McDonald back there in third. Richard Jackson currently fourth. Brent Vanderwood fifth. What flag lap? Tom Land is officially going to start on the front row outside a line alongside Mike Moniz. I believe John Bennett will take an EOL and go to the rear of field for this race. In fifth place there, Yoda Outlaws, Brent Vanderwood. Nerd Herd Racing's Richard Jackson in fourth. Travis McDonald third. Ryan Nesbitt in second. Motorware International's Tom Land in first. Oh, no, we do have another heat by the looks of it. A couple of extra cars I didn't realise. All right, Chris Standridge, Bud Molyneux on that front row. The winner of this heat will take the feature position. Dawson Potter and Brian Angel on that second row. Jonathan Foxworth on that third and final row. This heat 3 has some serious ramifications for the feature race. All right, one more time around. The pace truck will leave the track. We'll get this one underway. 6 laps, heat 3. The winner should actually secure pole position in the feature start here tonight. All right, green flag. Barney's going to wave it. The lights on. We are racing. Chris Standridge off to a good start there with Bud Molyneux on the outside. Dawson Potter and Brian Angel back there with Jonathan Foxworth for this 5-car Heat 3 field. Oh, Bud up into the wall there. It looks like the 7 of Brian Angel also unable to avoid that contact. That is going to bring out our first caution in the heat races. All right, looks like they're all lined back up again. Bud Molyneux still in the pits, unfortunately. So Chris Standridge, Jonathan Foxworth, front row. Brian Angel, Dawson Potter, second row for this 2-lap dash. All right, off we go. 2-lap dash to round out this Heat 3 run. Lap 6 and 7. So they come around and get the white flag a lap. So Chris is going to have this one in control. Jonathan did look quick and off out of the gates pretty well. But looks like Chris is going to secure that Heat 3 victory. And he does. All right, Bud Molyneux in the pits, finishing in 5th. Dawson Potter 4th. Brian Angel from Yoda Outlaws in 3rd. The B-Main Bandit himself, Jonathan Foxworth, in 2nd. But Outcast Racing's Chris Standridge will get the Heat 3 victory. And when John rolls his way to the back of the field, he will take John's spot on that front row. So the front row will be Chris Standridge and Tom Land. Second row, Ryan Nesbitt, Mike Manise. Third row. No, that is the first row, Chris and Tom. Second row, Ryan and Mike. Third row, Henry Roslowski and Jonathan Foxworth. Fourth row, Brian Angel and Travis McDonald. Richard Jackson and Wayne Bridges on that 5th row. 6th row is going to be Dawson Potter and Mike Davis. 7th row, Brent Vanderwood and Bud Molyneux. Doug Norton and John Bennett will be on that rear of field. .16 cars, 35 laps. One more time around the track. We'll get this one underway. Of course, Chris and Tom on that front row. Ryan and Mike, second row. Jonathan and Henry, third row. Fourth row is going to be Travis and Brian. Wayne and Dawson on that 5th row. Richard and Brent on that 6th row. 7th row, Mike Davis and Doug Norton. And on that final row, Bud Molyneux, John Bennett. Off we go. Chris Standridge, Tom Lander, Ryan Nesbitt, Henry Roslowski, Mike Manise. That is the 5. They're not really settled in just yet, though, so let's get them up to speed before we start looking at running order. Some great battles already going on. Only the second lap of 35. Oh, 53, Richard Jackson has come unstuck. We see it on the track map. Didn't come through on the telemetry. So he might have spun out as we just regroup and reset for this restart. Right, sorry about that. We are back as this race gets back underway. Lap 4 of 35. Chris Standridge, our race leader. Brian Nesbitt, Henry Roslowski, Tom Land, Jonathan Foxworth, the top 5. Drink that coffee a bit quick. Oh, look out. There's one of the race cars getting up into the wall there. That's the 29, Jonathan Foxworth, I believe. And Wayne Bridges side by side with Brian Angel on that high line. That is going to be exciting to watch as they come through that turns. So Wayne knew his limits and backed out of that battle. Brian Angel back there in 8th spot. Oh, sorry, 7. Yeah, Brian Angel in the 7th spot. 8th spot. He's the 7th car. I got so confused for a second there. Standridge got about a half a second lead on Ryan Nesbitt in 2nd, about a 1.2 second lead over Henry Roslowski, almost 2 seconds over 4th and 5th place. Laps in of 35. How's John Bennett going? John Bennett has raced his way up into the 11th spot. So points leader, had to start rear of field, has raced his way from the rear all the way up to 11th so far. Just the one caution though, so not a lot of opportunities at the moment to sort of take advantage of anything. Do it the old fashioned way. Boys got these 305s running pretty smoothly at the moment. There's a couple of different battles going on around the track, a few different packs. Travis McDonald here just outside that top of 5. Tom Land in 5th place. Mike Manise just ahead of him in 4th. Henry Roslowski 3rd. And then ahead of those guys will be Brian Nesbitt, Chris Standridge 1st and 2nd. But back behind them as well, Jonathan Foxworth, Brian Angel. Wayne Bridges back there as well as Bud Molyneux, John Bennett. Oh, big crash there. Who was that? I think it was the 30 of Mike Manise. Let's have a look. Yep, there it is there. So there's the 30, the black and white and blue machine. Cuts down between Tom Land and the 79. A little bit of contact with the 79 there. And put him into the infield wall. Sent him spiraling across the track. Managed to collect, I think, the 8 of Bren Vanderwood there as well. off we go. Lap 15 of 35. We're coming up on the halfway mark of this first of two feature races here tonight. Starting off with the 3050 at Knoxville Raceway. I completely blanked then. Oh, Chris Standridge, our race leader, has just been annihilated. Let's have a look and see what happened there. You're clipped by something. Shot him into the wall. Oh, looks like he checked up a little bit for the 74. The 91 had nowhere to go and just came into contact with Chris. Tom Land will be our new race leader here. Just trying to see why it's got Ryan scored as the leader. We might have to wait for the lap to complete and update. All right, off we go. There we go, up to Tom Land, who's our new race starter. Travis McDonald, Henry Roslowski, Brian Angel, Jonathan Foxworth, the new top five. Bud Molyneux, Wayne Bridges, John Bennett, Douglas Norton, and Brent Vanderwood, the top 10, the top 16. Mike Moniz, Mike Davis, Chris Standridge, Richard Jackson, Ryan Nesbitt, and Dawson Potter as another caution comes out. All right, looks like we're about to get this one back underway. Tom Land, Travis McDonald, Henry Roslowski, Brian Angel, Wayne Bridges, Doug Norton, Mike Menez, Chris Standridge, Brett Vanderwood, Brian Nesbitt, Mike Davis, Jonathan Foxworth, John Bennett, Richard Jackson, Dawson Potter, and Bud Molyneux with about 17 laps remaining. Big block modifiers at Oswego up next. Another caution has come out. Can't quite see. Oh, Chris Standridge we can see on the track map. Just while they regroup and get ready to start lap 21 again, I'm just going to grab a drink of water. One sec. All right, looks like they're getting it ready to line up double wide. Tom Land looks like he's taking the high line. Tom Land and Travis McDonald on the front row. Brian Angel and Henry Roslowski will start on the second row. Third row is Doug Norton and Wayne Bridges. Fourth row will be Ryan Nesbitt and John Bennett, Brenton Vanderwood and Jonathan Foxworth will start on that fifth row. Sixth row, Mike Davis and Dawson Potter. Seventh row, Mike Menez, Chris Standridge, Richard Jackson and Bud Molyneux on that final row. Off we go. Tom Land and Travis McDonald side by side, almost Tom with a slight advantage on that higher line. Brian Angel, Henry Roslowski and Wayne Bridges. Of 35, all 16 cars still in this battle. I believe Travis McDonald second in points in the grassroots racing series, so looking to try and claim that win, get that maximum points, get that maximum distance between himself and John Bennett to close that gap. Tom Land is no slouch in a sprint car though, so he's going to be very tough competition up there in first place. Well, another caution is out, lap 26 of 35. Getting ready to get this race restarted. Lap 27. It's going to be about 9 laps remain in this battle. Single-digit laps remain, so we will have a finish soon. All right. So we're going to get this one going. Is it going to be a single file restart on this one or double wide? So Dawson Potter has retired. Bud Molyneux in the pits, so that will leave just 14 cars on the track. In the single file restart, Tom Land, Travis McDonald, Brian Angel, Henry Roslowski, Wayne Bridges, Ryan Nesbitt, John Bennett, Doug Norton, Jonathan Foxworth, Chris Standridge, Mike Manise, Dawson Potter, Mike Manise, Mike Davis, Bud Molyneux, Brent Vanwood, Richard Jackson remain. Looks like Bud back out on the track, so 15 cars still in this battle. Let's get a look around the track one last time before we watch and see if Tom Land can take this home. Looks like we've just had another crash here. Just trying to work out. That might be Richard Jackson, I believe. No, it's John Bennett. All right, lap 31 of 35, one more lineup. This could be our last restart here today. We're going to get this one going, this restart here. It's lap 31, 5 laps remain. Tom Land On pole position, Travis McDonald behind him, Brian Angel, Henry Roslowski, Wayne Bridges is the 5, Ryan Nesbitt, Jonathan Foxworth, Doug Norton, Mike Manise, Brent Vanderwood the 10, Mike Davis, Richard Jackson, John Bennett, Bud Molyneux, Chris Standridge is the 15. As we get this one going again with the final 5 laps, we're going to stick with Tom Land up the front, watch his run home. That's a pretty good zoomed in cam. Of 35, just 3 laps remain, well, 2.5 laps remain in this 305 sprint car battle here at Knoxville Raceway, all part of the Knuckleheadz iRacing League's Grassroots Racing Series. Sunday to Tuesday night American, Monday to Wednesday morning Australian. 5 races, 3 days. We've got 1 more race to go today, 1 more to go tomorrow for the racing week. We are on the white flag lap. Travis McDonald is going to have a fairly decent gap between himself and John Bennett points-wise. This is certainly going to help the competition. Congratulations, Motorway International's Tom Land taking out victory here in the 305 sprint cars. Let's have a look at our 16 car field results. Dawson Potter in 16th, Chris Standridge 15th, John Bennett finished in 14th, Venom Racing's Bud Molyneux in 13th, Richard Jackson from Nerd Herd Racing in 12th, Mike Davis from Mo Digging Mafia in 11th, our top 10, Brett Vanderwood from Yoda Outlaws, Team Southern Simba Racing's Mike Manise in 9th, Mo Digging Mafia teammate Doug Norton in 8th, Jonathan Foxworth, the BBA man at himself in 7th, Wayne Bridges in 6th. Our top 5, Henry Roslowski and Ryan Nesbitt in 5th and 4th. Yoda Outlaws, Brian Angel managed to score 3rd place. Travis McDonald in 2nd. But our winner here tonight, Motorway International sponsor, Tom Land. Congratulations, Tom. Getting that victory. Let's get your deets up on our screen here. And we'll jump over to the Discord, see if you're ready for a chat. There we go. Congratulations, Tom. There's been a few sprint car rounds over the last, I guess, 3-4 weeks or so, where we know there's certain drivers, yourself, Chris Standridge, that are sort of untouchable in the sprint cars. So I was sort of looking to see how that would go. We didn't get to see you. I think there was a round where it was all sprint cars over one day, and a couple of the other guys got a chance, but we got to see you today in the 305s. Fitting that we're here at Knoxville, sort of the home of sprint car racing. Is that just a winning combo for you, mate?
You know, I think so. I seem to do well here, and my force feedback isn't working, so it was really weird to drive.
Yeah, I've had that happen in the past where either the force feedback goes or the sound goes, and it's crazy. Like you're sort of like, oh look, okay, I can deal without it, and it's just amazing how much extra sort of, I guess, knowledge that stuff brings, like that the force feedback especially. Was it just sort of really mind the throttle control and hope that you didn't have to worry about sort of visually judging whether you were getting it too loose without having that traction control, without having, sorry, the force feedback?
Just not turning the wheel very much and very slow.
Now it seems to be the way to do it because, as I say, you were pretty much untouchable off of those restarts on the with the cautions, things like that. Quick time was 17.34 for you. We did have a few cars a little bit quicker, 17.23, 17.29. I can see there quickly as well. So, um,
Chris's time, he's
oh,
like a 1709
17.09,
or something ridiculous.
17.09. Yeah, holy cow. what did you do? Cut like a third of the track, or no? We love you,
That's what
Chris.
I was thinking.
Again, like I say, Chris is another one that you guys just do some magical things in the sprint cars and really make them look like the 305s. I've not seen them look so racy ever, and there was some really good battles throughout the track. There was sort of a couple of cars deep. I know, was it like 11th to 14th was pretty close. John Bennett got his way up a bit, so obviously that's going to help Travis and you guys sort of closing those points gaps with John falling outside of the point spread. Going from 305s though here at Knoxville to was it big block modifiers at Oswego next. You couldn't have sort of two more opposite styles of driving. How do you think you're going to go with the big blocks?
Oh, I suck in the big block. It's not going to be good. I'm going to do it for the fun, but yeah, I'm not very good.
Yeah, no, we'll just make sure you just keep John on his toes. If you are at the back there, just try and hold him
Absolutely.
back just for a couple more races, just so we can get that point spread a little bit closer across the top five.
That's right.
And then we can make John really work for that run home. But no, in all seriousness, you guys, you all come together and you put on such good races. The Grassroots Racing Series has been awesome because it's really put some of you guys well out of your comfort zone. It's brought some of you guys right in to your comfort zone. Like we say with sprint cars here at Knoxville, there's just certain combinations where you know certain drivers such as yourself are going to do well. No, Matthew tonight, he's off. Now, am I remembering correctly? Is Matthew a firefighter?
Yeah. Yep. Firefighter, paramedic.
There we go. Look at me,
And
guys. So
he's on shift today. So no racing for him.
I still think the station would benefit from having a racing sim in there. I honestly do think it would raise morale. No, but always fun when we do have both the land guys on the track. But I'm glad you're able to make it out here tonight because yeah, like I say, you do make the other guys work for it when it comes to sprint car racing. I was kind of hoping we might have had Chad as well as a few others, but there's some there that I think they just promote good racing. It's just it's great. But we had a few extra guys. Henry Roslowski's a newer guy that's come in. Ryan Nesbitt's another one that's been here for a few races. The Yoda boys settling in. The competition's got to be pretty tough out there.
It is, and it's a lot of fun. And and everybody races pretty respectful, so you don't have to worry about some ding dong taking you out and ruining your night. And so yeah, it's a lot of fun. Great group to race with.
Definitely is. Well, I know that the session is open for the big blocks. We don't want to sort of take away too much of your practice time, so we'll let you get to that. We'll jump over to that and have you back on our screens momentarily. But congratulations yet again, taking out the 305 sprints here at Knoxville Raceway. Friends, family, sponsors, who do you need to give a shout out for making this all possible?
Yep. Thanks for what you do, and thanks MotoWare and everybody that we compete with. Having a great time.
It's definitely an awesome field, and you can just see that quality sort of just spreading throughout. A couple of those other drivers, as I say, Brian Angel, Yoda Outlaws, he's a guy that's just consistently top five. Jonathan Foxworth's another one that's stepped up and is really sort of challenging. So no, look, it's great. It's only going to make you guys better as well. So no, it benefits everyone, and is awesome. All right, my man. Look, I'll let you go. Stretch those legs, grab yourself a drink, get yourself back out on the track at Oswego, and best of luck. And we'll talk to you again when we can.
Alrighty, thanks. Have a great day.
Thank you. You too. All right, that was Tom Land, our winner in the 305 sprint cars here at Knoxville Raceway. We're going to quickly take a sort of a double break, so a short break just to get the racing session up on our screens. And then we'll leave you with the actual practice session of that race momentarily. So, yeah, stay tuned, guys and girls. We'll be back shortly.
Prime, the lights go low. The crowd is roaring. Time to go. Thank you for joining. The spotlights aglow. Welcome to the show, BobbethTV. Let's roll.
wrap the intro bit up just there as we cut on over to the big block modifieds here at Oswego Speedway, Oswego, USA. This is the Grassroots Racing Series. Let's get down to the track for the practice session. I'll take a short break, and we will be back in approximately 10 minutes. 1, 2. I guess that's working. Table. 1, 1. 1, 1. Hello, hello. All right, I think we're back. One, two. Yep. Okay. Oh my gosh. I don't know. I had to actually go into Windows, mute the headset, and come back. I am so sorry about that, guys. Let's get the camera down to the track so we can at least see qualifying. Oh, it looks like qualifying has been somewhat completed. 2 cars not gone out yet. Richard Jackson and John Bennett. So it looks like Kent McLean 18.684 is our quick time. Bud Molyneux 18.857 and 18.876 for Travis McDonald. I apologise humbly for that, guys. Thanks for the check-in on that Team Yoda Racing. There should have been sound throughout the practice as well, but unfortunately not. What else we got? So we got to the top 5. So Ken McLean, Bud Molyneux, Travis McDonald, Christian Mike Beneath, Jonathan Foxworth, 19.167 in 6th. 7th place, 19.221 is Brian Angel. 8th quickest, Mike Davis, 19.257 and 19.274 for Dawson Potter in 9th spot. 10th quickest, Wayne Bridges, 19.455. Got the hiccup, sorry, I was trying to get through that. 7. And in 11th, Tom Land, 19.674, 19.785. Pardon me for Doug Norton. And looks like John Bennett and Richard Jackson yet to qualify. All right, just keeping an eye on qualifying to see if Richard and John had gone out, but we've got about 10 seconds to go before we throw over to our heat races. Looks like it's going to be 2 heats. Inside line, outside line being decided here at Oswego Speedway. So see the crowd starting to shuffle in and take their seats. All right, our grid for heat 1 and the possible feature pole position start. Kent McLean and Chris Standridge will be on that front row. Second row is going to be Brian Angel and Wayne Bridges. Richard Jackson would have been on that third and final row, but it looks like it's a 4-car field. 4 cars inside line for our feature start to be decided. The winner will start in the coveted pole position start. We don't have a track map here for Oswego, unfortunately. All right, green flag, off we go. Heat 1 of the big block modifieds Oswego Speedway underway. McLean, Chris Standridge, Brian Angel, Wayne Bridges, Rich Jackson, Nerdhead Racing did not take the track. Can still line up in the feature race though. We'll just have to wait and see. Looks like Chris got a little bit high there. Brian Angel's going to come past him. Move his way in to second place. Oh, yellow flag has come out. Looks like Wayne and Chris crashed in that. Wayne and Chris crashed. That was a mouthful. Chris got into the wall, came, set down into the turn. Looked like it was all right, but I had to check up to avoid Brian Angel. Wayne Bridges had to check up to avoid Chris. All right, off we go and racing again. It's going to be 2 more laps of this Heat 1 race. McLean firmly in control in the 75 machine. Why not have hide numbers on? Why does it change 275 there? White flag lap is just about done. Checkered flag will be waved. There it is. Kent McLean takes out the first heat. And while he does that, I'm just going to quickly check a setting to make sure it's all okay. Oh, yep, that is ticked. That is fine. Something I can't send. As they line up for Heat 2. So let's get our results from Heat 1 up on the screen. Richard Jackson will officially take 5th place. Chris Standridge 4th. Wayne Bridges in at 3rd. Brian Angel 2nd. But Kent McLean will take the victory and pole position in the feature race with the big blocks here tonight. People joining him will be on the outside line. Will be Bud Molyneux and Mike Moniz on that front row. Mike Davis and Tom Land on that second row. John Bennett is supposed to be on that 3rd and final row, but has not taken the field also. So just 2 4-car heats. Mike Manise, Tom Land, Mike Davis. That is the 4-car field for Heat 2. The pace truck has gotten ready to leave the track. We're going to get this one underway, 6 laps. Barney's waving that flag. Race has started. Got Molyneux, our race leader. Mike Manise second currently. Tom Land and Mike Davis third and fourth. Tom Land having to go a little bit higher there. Mike Davis is going to be able to sneak past on the inside there, move up into third. No, Tom Land holds onto it there. Up front, Bud Molyneux, Mike Manise, but these two battling it out for that third spot. Tom Land currently has it. Mike Davis wants it. Hey, gotcha. Thanks for the heads up. Appreciate you tuning in. Around to that second last lap. Finish of the second last lap, sorry, it will be the white flag lap as they come out of the turns. Looks like Tom Land crashed himself into the pits there. Mike Davis is going to move up into third. It's Bud Molyneux is going to get that front row start. Alongside Kent McLean here, it seems. There is the checkered flag. Oh, there it is. Okay, sorry, that guy's just losing track of where I'm clicking. All right, so John Bennett did not take the track, so he'll score in fifth. Tom Land fourth. Mo Digging Murphy's Mike Davis in third. Team Southern Cinema Racing's Mike Manise in second. But Venom Racing will take the front row victory. The Heat 2 win. Bud Molyneux lining up alongside Ken McLean on the front row. Oh. No, apparently we've got a third heat. Can I not count or something today? Travis McDonald, Jonathan Foxworth, Dawson Potter, and Doug Norton. So Jonathan Foxworth has not taken the track as well, so just the 3-car field in this Heat 3 race. Just Travis McDonald, Doug Norton, Dawson Potter. The winner will start behind at pole position on that second row, inside row. All right, 6 more laps of heat racing to come. The top 3 spots in Heat 3, all available here. Who's going to take out the victory? Will it be Travis McDonald? Will it be Doug Norton? Can Dawson Potter get it done? Let's have a look and see as they fire. Oh, Doug into the wall a little bit there, came down into the track. Dawson had to avoid it a little bit. That is going to give Travis a bit of free rein on that takeoff. Most exhaust repair for a big block modified. 88 is the number. Travis McDonald is the driver. Second in points, so really looking to just capitalise on some high place finishes here, with John finishing a little bit lower just to close that gap. Four of six, first half of the heat race done and dusted. We've just about finished the fourth lap. That'll be 2 to go. Travis McDonald looking to comfortably get this one done as he starts the white flag lap of heat 3, the very last lap of our heat racing for today. Just one more feature race to come. As he comes out of 4, Travis McDonald will get Barney waving that checkered flag. He will secure victory, will secure that start behind Kent McLean as they all come in to contact. All right, so we know B-Main Bandit, Jonathan Foxworth, did not take the field, so he'll score in 4th. Doug Norton 3rd. Dawson Potter finished in 2nd, but our winner, Travis McDonald. Let's have a look at the grid for this 35-lap feature race here at Oswego Speedway. So it's going to be Kent McLean and Bud Molyneux on that front row. Travis McDonald and Brian Angel on that 2nd row. Mike Moniz and Dawson Potter on that 3rd row. 4th row is going to be Wayne Bridges and Mike Davis. 5th row is going to be Doug Norton and Chris Standridge. 6th row is expected to be Tom Land and Jonathan Foxworth. And then Richard Jackson and John Bennett on that 7th row if they line up. They have not, have not taken the track just yet. So looks like it will just be an 11-car field. Travis McDonald really in a good shot to close that points gap with John Bennett in the Grassroots Racing Series Championships. But his teammate, John Bennett's teammate, Kent McLean, is the race starter. So he is the main one to be going for. Pace car looking to leave the track as the boys come down that backstretch. So coming to 3 and 4, and they'll get the green flag. And we will be live. 35 laps of big block modified action coming your way. A lot of cars getting a bit sideways as they take off. That is that just that speed kick that these cars have as they get up to speed, and then it's on you to control them through the turns. Kent McLean, Travis McDonald, Bud Molyneux, the top 3. Mike Moniz, Brian Angel, the top 5. Looks like Wayne Bridges, Dawson Potter, Mike Davis, Douglas Norton, Chris Standridge and Tom Land. We are 6 to 11. There's been a big crash there. Can't quite tell who it was. We don't have a track map, so we'll just set at the front of the leaderboard while we reset. Right, looks like they're all back out on the track there. Bud Molyneux at the rear of field after having to visit the pits. So the restart order will be Kent McLean and Travis McDonald, Mike Menez and Wayne Bridges. Dawson Potter and Mike Davis, Chris Standridge and Tom Land, Doug Norton and Bud Molyneux. Brian Angel will be at the rear of field. Pretty early in the race, so you imagine Kent will pick inside line for the restart line. Yep, he has as he moves to the bottom and Travis comes along the top line of him. Cars are registered, 11 are remaining for our feature race. McLean looking strong, but he's got some competition right behind him and alongside him, so let's see how this restart goes. Of the track there through 2 down that back stretch. And McLean has got about a 6.5 second lead on Travis McDonald, Mike Menez, Wayne Bridges, Dawson Potter the 5. Oh, it looks like someone got in the wall there. I believe that might actually be it's going to be Travis McDonald, but no, it's Bud Molyneux. Sends himself to the pits. Caution did not come out, got himself to the pits before the race control had realised there was obstruction. Let's just keep this race going. Tom Land, our previous race's winner with 305 sprint cars. He's currently running in 7th. He's got Dawson Potter just ahead of him. He's got Doug Norton just behind him. See how bouncy these big blocks get. It's the one thing I don't like about them is that they get a bump. The front left just becomes a basketball, and you'll see it like just bob as it comes through the turns, and it's such a horrible feeling. Cedar Lake is probably the worst for it. Got a fifth way into this race. Ken McLean still our race. The leader just building that lead. It was up to about 9/10 as the caution has come out. So Wayne Bridges has jumped to the pits. Bud Molyneux has retired. So just the 10 cars remain. 9 currently on track. lap 9 when we get this one back underway. Wayne Bridges still in the pits. One more time around the track. Lap 9 will be our restarting lap. It's going to be Kent McLean and Travis McDonald in the front row. Second row, Mike Ness, Chris Standridge. Third row, Dawson Potter and Tom Land. Fourth row, Doug Norton, Mike Davis. Brian Angel will be on that final row by himself. Going racing, 10 cars on the track, 4 have retired. Playing tracks on Mike Ness, Chris Dennis, Dawson Potter, Tom Land, Mike Davis, Doug Norton, Brian Angel, Wayne Bridges. Trying to use every part of the track he can to build some speed, get that run up to Kent McLean before Kent builds that gap. Race speed will dictate if there is a gap. You may have enough speed to close it, but you won't have enough speed to pass the car in front. So waiting for Kent McLean to make a mistake is going to take all race. Or the 91 got up into the wall. He's been turned around, looks like 52, only just avoided it, but yellow flag has come out. Back in just a moment while we regroup. All right, 11 of 35 laps in. This is the Knuckleheadz iRacing League's Grassroots Racing Series. 11 weeks of racing competition before we get to the championship round. We're currently in week 6. This is the big block modified at Oswego Speedway. Oh, hiccups. Oh, excuse me again. Now I'm burping and hiccuping. Just back there behind Kent McLean. Can he get himself onto the right line to keep up with him? Oh, caution, back out again. So Tom Land might have crashed that time. lap 12 of 35. Will be lap 13 when we get this one back underway. Not sure what's happened there. Looks like Travis might have got that car ahead of Kent when the caution was called, because he is currently scored in first place. Kent second, Mike Manise third. Or is Kent just electing to take the high line on this restart? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Racetrack is left the track. Boys come through 3 and 4. We're going to get lap 13 underway of 35. Still 24 laps remain in this race. Travis racing it out. Travis needs this victory to really close that points battle with John Bennett. Every point counts. So Mike Manise is keeping an eye on Travis. I thought he was going to follow Kent's line last restart, but well, maybe he's there. So having a look at both of them, I think. Seeing what works. Kent had a bit of a bumpy ride through there, and that cut off a bit of speed, almost closed that distance a bit too much with Mike Manise. As he moves back up that high line behind Travis. Standridge just joined that top 3 fray there. Mike Manise noticing him on his inside. So Ken McLean might have got that race car just up past Travis McDonald there and back into the race lead he has. Halfway mark of this race, just about here as they get to the start finish line, and it is picking up. Of 35. It's currently Kent McLean leading. Travis McDonald second. Mike Manise third. Chris Standridge currently fourth. And Dawson Potter fifth. Brian Angel, Mike Davis, Doug Norton, Tom Lamb, Wayne Bridges round out the 6 to 10 spots. Rich Jackson, Jonathan Fox, John Bennett, Richard Jackson did not take the field. Bud Money retired 16 laps ago. Doug Norton on our screen, so there he's in 8th spot. Oh, bit of contact there between Tom Land and Doug Norton. That will bring out our latest caution. So Travis McDonald will get one more chance at Kent McLean up the front there. Stretch. racing again. Ken McLean, Travis McDonald, Mike Menez, Chris Standridge, Brian Angel, Dawson Potter, Doug Norton, Mike Davis, Tom Land, Wayne Bridges. As Ken gets that restart lead underway, lap 23 of 35. I think we just saw a crash back there. Might have been Chris Standridge. Yep, he has fallen back to 8th. Another caution has been called. Three, four, five, sixth yellow flag for the big blocks. Lap 24 of 35 is going to be 11 to go when we get this one back underway. Travis McDonald, another shot at Kent McLean. Looks like Kent's going to take that high line restart. Double file restart. Kent McLean, Travis McDonald front row. Mike Menez, Brian Angel second. Third row, Dawson Potter, Mike Davis fourth. Tom Land and Wayne Bridges. Fifth row, Doug Norton and Chris Standridge. All right, looks like Ken McLean falling back to third there. Brian Angel moves up into... Oh no, Ken McLean crashed. He's in the pits. What's happened? That's the 30th. Mike Menez back there in third. Brian Angel, or sorry, second, I guess. Brian Angel third. Travis McDonald, our race leader. What happened to Kent McLean? See Doug crashed and Kent jumped through the pits, but I can't tell why. But he has retired, so whatever's happened with Kent, we hope everything's okay, buddy. Travis McDonald will run out the remaining 8 laps of this race with Mike Menez, Brian Angel, Dawson Potter, Mike Davis, Wayne Bridges, Chris Standridge, Tom Land and Doug Norton behind him. 9 cars remain. Travis coming in a little bit deep there. Had to slide it up the exit part of 4. I'm sure that was intentional. Lap 30 of 35, just 5 laps remain as lap 31 starts. Start the front. Just watch Travis as he builds this gap. It's 2 seconds over second place Brian Angel and Mike Menez as they battle it out. Actually, let's just go back and check that out, maybe. Side by side, Bright Angel, Mike Manise coming into 3 and 4 there. Oh, sorry, no, that was 1 and 2. This is 3 and 4. There in our screen, second. There's Bright Angel third, Dawson Potter fourth, Tom Land running that top 5 spot back there behind them. As we get to the second last lap, no cautions out. We're going to have a green, white, checkered finish. Of course we do. So it's going to be one more double wide restart here with the 9 cars remaining. Oh, no, sliding back in behind, so might be single file. Green, white, checkered finish here. So green flag lap to get up to speed. White flag lap will be the last lap of our race, and we'll decide the winner. Can Travis McDonald hold on? Right, yeah, this one looks like it will be single file for the last restart for the night. Travis McDonald, Mike Manise, Brian Angel, Dawson Potter, Tom Land, Wayne Bridges, Mike Davis, Chris Standridge, Doug Norton. All right, off we go and racing 36 laps. This race has been extended out to lap 35 will be our green flag lap. We get to the white flag lap without a yellow flag being called. It will be the white flag lap and we will have a finish. There it is, lap 36, white flag lap. Travis McDonald, he should take this out. And there we go, Travis McDonald wins the big block round of the Grassroots Racing Series here at Oswego Speedway. Oswego, Oswego, I've said about 8 different ways, I think, this whole race. Just wait for Bridges, Chris Standridge. To get over that checkered flag that will lock in our feature results. There we go. So we know 3 cars did not take the field. That was John Bennett, Richard Jackson and Jonathan Foxworth. They will officially be scored 14th, 13th and 12th respectively. Bud Molyneux and Kent McLean retired early, scoring 11th and 10th respectively. In 9th place, Outcast Racing's Chris Standridge. Wayne Bridges finished in 8th. Mo Digging Mafia scored the 7th and 6th spots with Doug Norton and Mike Davis. Tom Land round out to the top of 5. KHR's very own Dawson Potter in 4th. Yoda Outlaws driver Brian Angel in third. Team Southern Sim Racing's driver Mike Moniz in second. But the man of the hour, second in the race this evening, first in this one, Travis McDonald takes it out. He's going to help close that gap a little bit with John Bennett. Let's go have a bit of a chat to him. All right, congratulations, Travis. Great win out there tonight. Obviously, a lot of restarts to practice your restarts to sort of have a run at Kent. But before we sort of get into the actual race details, I wonder if you could give us an idea of what might have happened with Kent. Did he have to run urgently, or was like I just sort of there was a restart, then he was in the pits, and then he had retired. What happened there?
I'm pretty sure when that last restart, I don't know why it gave me the lead for sure, but it did. And I mean, iRacing gave it to me, and we always follow what iRacing says. So
Yep.
we done that, and I kept the inside line. And I'm assuming that opening up there in 3 and 480 because he was there and he bumped the wall, then he was just gone, like
Yep.
he disappeared. And I
Yep.
know if you catch that wall a certain way, it'll send you straight to the pits, like you're gone.
And
I'm assuming that's what happened.
yeah, with about 7 or 8 laps to go, obviously not thinking
Right.
you can sort of get it repaired, get it back out there, and be competitive or race it. So no, it just happened so quick, and it was a great battle between you and Kent. It did look like you had a little bit more sort of lap speed, but obviously that closing the distance, waiting for
Right.
Kent to make a mistake and getting past him is the trickier part. But just looking at the best times there, let's have a look. I think 19. Let me scroll back. Yeah, no, Ken McLean 19:12. You had a 19:17. So, yeah, it was very close runnings. But I feel like those restarts obviously were the gift that did keep on giving you those options to sort of have another battle at him. I thought maybe he picked the outside line on that previous restart. Where it looked like it had scored you in first because he was sort of just sitting there in second, and I was like, oh, it's put Travis in first, and then he drove up to the outside. I was like, oh, maybe he's just wanting to check out the outside line and see what it was like. But raced his way back into the lead for a little bit, and then obviously, yeah, once that restart came back out and he had that put you back in front, was the end of that. But the big story of the night is John Bennett. Not racing, not finishing within the points in the first race, not managing to get out on the track tonight for the second race. You have a 24, I think it's about a 24-point difference.
Roughly, yes.
Roughly, I think the points actually got updated. So let's just check back in on those. 13-point difference after last night's effort. John Bennett did not pick up any points last night. Will not pick up any points here tonight. You've had a first and a second. So I think for the first time in 6.5 weeks, we may see a new points leader in this competition. That being yourself.
Very good possibility.
Yeah, it's going to make the next few races very interesting. We've got, speaking of very interesting, the very next race is very interesting. That one is going to be 410s, back to the sprint cars at Port Royal. So looking forward to that one, and then sort of back to some more familiar cars as we move into June. Looks like we've got the week off next week, have we? What's happening in the States next week?
Is it a Father's Day weekend, maybe, or Mother's Day? What? Let me see. Which week is that?
No, you have Mother's Day the
Well,
same weekend as us.
Yeah, we got Mother's Day. Yes, that was last week. Duh.
Father's Day US. When's that? That's June, 15th of June. That's in June, so that's not next week.
Father's Day is Sunday the 15th
So
of June.
wonder why you guys are not on next week then, because I'm just looking here. So yeah, so we've got today's race, and then tomorrow's, and then we're not back again until the 6th of June. And then we've got the week off again, I guess, for Father's Day. I wonder what holidays are this. Oh, hang on.
Well, Memorial Day is Monday. That's probably why.
There we go. Memorial
Yes,
Day.
yes,
That'll
yes.
be it.
I went blank.
Yeah. So many different. I mean, I say like you guys have so many different holidays, but no, we have like three different Queen's birthdays and everything, and some of the states won't even have holidays on the same days as some of the other states. So no, I know what that life is like. So yeah, it's well, you're going to be able to enjoy that points lead a little bit longer. Um, to get bragging rights for what 2 weeks as we come in. And then when we return, that's what it will be. Yeah, the Dirt Street Stocks Pro 2 Lights, Super Lates, back to the Dirt Street Stocks, and the Mini Stocks. So sort of a not a bad way to ease back in, I think. Obviously, you don't want to sort of come back in on some crazy like super late models, things like that. But no, the competition looks like it's going to be a fun run to that finish. We talk about you and John having that points gap, but if we have a look, I think there's a couple of guys that aren't that far behind you either. Let's see here. Yeah, 139, 132. So Mike Menez and Chris Standridge are in with a shout. Brian Angel is another one where that consistency, he's been consistent, top five every race,
Yes, he
top
has.
three in this one. So I was getting a little worried. I was expecting it to sort of go the knucklehead sort of way where, we're going to sort of start trading spots and it wasn't going to be really certain. But John was just very dominating in that first half of the season, very consistent. Whatever sort of kept him off the track, we wish him well, and we say that in
He's
jest.
having PC problems again.
PC problems, all right. So someone's paid
Or it
John's.
might have been the internet. I know his PC was messed up and he reset it, got it doing better. Then he kept packet lossing tonight. I mean, like left and right.
Yeah, it's weird. Like I don't know. I wonder if he's on Wi-Fi or if he's cabled because I know since obviously day one since R3, he's always had that slight blink in racing issue in the races, but it's always
Most of
been.
that used to be his internet
Mm,
when that little blinking, like especially under like
yeah,
caution and stuff.
yeah.
But here lately, it's been more PC related.
Can't win. Get one problem fixed and another one kicks in. Well, hopefully he gets that sorted out, but not too soon because we just need a couple more boys to round out those points and let's get a 5-car field going for that championship for the Grassroots Racing Series. But one more race to go tomorrow. The 410s. That one is going to be a very interesting race at Port Royal. I think I said.
Yes, poor
Yeah.
roll.
How do you think you're going to go there?
If nothing goes wrong, I'd say it's Mr. Bennett's.
You reckon Mr. Bennett will take it? Well, look, I think Chris and Tom have proven Chris tonight as well.
Yeah, and
That
won't rule them out.
yeah, sprint cars are definitely their thing. So don't rule them out. But as we can see in any race, anything can and will happen. So it is not over until Barney waves that checkered flag. And we had two different leaders in this race. We often have
Pretty much.
multiple
Yeah.
challenges. So yeah. Exactly halfway through the mid-season of the Grassroots Racing Series, and stuff's gotten very, very competitive. As I say, like there's literally about 20 points between first and fifth, thereabouts. After we calculate the points here today, so yeah, it's anyone's game, and you don't want to miss a race moving forward if you can't help it, because every point is going to matter. All right, my man. Well, look, congratulations yet again, taking out a hard-fought battle here at Oswego Speedway with the big blocks. 410s tomorrow, so we'll see you on our screens again. We'll have you in the booth at any time, but obviously that part is up to you. Before we let you go, though, friends, family, and sponsors, who do you want to give a shout out to for making all this possible?
My lovely wife always allows me to race and shop, supports me in the money part of it. And, of course, I always like racing with Knucklehead guys, you for broadcasting. So, I mean, make one big family here and have a good time racing.
That's it. That is 100% correct. And like I say, I got the best seat in the house. I get to sit here and watch you guys race day in and day out. So, love it, love it. All right, my man, we will talk to you again at sometime soon. We'll see you again on our screens tomorrow night. Best of luck, and yeah, keep it, John, and don't let up.
Sure will.
Thank you, mate. You have a great evening.
You too.
Bye. All right, that was Travis McDonald, our winner here today. That wraps up another 2 rounds of racing. One more to come. That is tomorrow night US, tomorrow morning Australian. Will be the 4:10 sprints at Port Royal. Come and check it out all on BobbethTV, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. All right, guys, I got to run. Things to do, things to see, people to do. Yeah, you know the drill. Love yous all. Boy.